The global economy in mid-2025 feels like a wild theme park ride, sometimes smooth, sometimes full of unexpected twists. We're all on this ride together, so let's figure out where we stand right now. We'll break down the key signs, growth prices, and jobs, then zoom out to the big trends, technology, green energy, and global politics. We'll also face the tough challenges, inflation, debt, and inequality, but don't worry, there are bright spots and opportunities too. So grab your map and let's dive into the world of the 2025 global economy. How do we really know, if the global economy is truly healthy and thriving? It's a complex question, isn't it? Economists use a variety of indicators like GDP or gross domestic product inflation, which reflects the rate of price increases, and unemployment levels. These are the big three. GDP measures the total value of all the goods and services a country produces, everything from cars to consulting. If it's rising consistently, it generally indicates the economy's growing and expanding. Looking ahead to 2025, global growth presents a mixed picture. Some regions are showing signs of strong recovery and bouncing back, while others are still experiencing sluggish growth or even stagnation. Inflation, as we mentioned, means prices are rising across the board, effectively making your money buy less than it used to. A little bit of inflation is considered normal and even healthy for an economy, but when inflation gets too high, it hurts everyone, and it disproportionately affects lower-income families who spend a larger portion of their income on necessities. Currently, many countries around the world are still battling inflation rates that are higher than desired, creating economic challenges, though thankfully in many places, it's eased somewhat from its peak levels. The unemployment rate shows us how many people are actively looking for jobs but simply can't find them. Low unemployment rates generally mean more people are working and have money to spend, which boosts the economy. Conversely, high unemployment rates are a signal of economic trouble. Looking at the job market in June 2025, we see that conditions vary significantly across different regions. Some regions are thriving, experiencing growth in new industries and creating new jobs, while others are struggling to adapt to automation and other significant economic shifts. So these three key indicators, growth as measured by GDP, inflation reflecting the stability of prices, and unemployment indicating the health of the job market, together give us a valuable snapshot of the overall health of the economy. Right now, the world is cautiously navigating a complex economic landscape, trying to strike a delicate balance between fostering economic growth, keeping inflation under control, and working to create more jobs for people. It's a delicate dance, requiring careful coordination and strategic decision-making, and it's this balancing act that's shaping the economic story of today and the years to come. Beyond the basics, let's delve deeper into the forces that are poised to shape our economic landscape in the coming years. We're not just talking about incremental changes, we're on the cusp of a significant transformation. Three massive trends are reshaping the global economy in 2025, and understanding them is key to navigating the future. These aren't isolated incidents, they're interconnected forces that amplify each other's impact. Technology, specifically the rise of artificial intelligence, green energy, and the urgent need for sustainable solutions, and shifting politics, which are adding layers of complexity to the global stage. AI is everywhere, permeating nearly every aspect of our lives, transforming industries from healthcare, where it's assisting in diagnoses and treatment, to manufacturing, where automation is increasing efficiency and precision, creating new jobs, particularly in fields related to AI development and maintenance, but also raising tough questions about the future of work and the skills needed to thrive in an AI-driven economy. The green energy transition, driven by climate change concerns and technological advancements, is accelerating, with huge investments in renewables like solar and wind power, carbon capture, technologies aimed at removing CO2 from the atmosphere, and electric transportation, creating new industries and opportunities for sustainable business growth. Global politics are in flux, creating an environment of uncertainty for businesses and investors alike, with trade tensions and shifting alliances impacting supply chains and investment decisions. Countries are focusing more on economic security, sometimes turning inward, which complicates global trade but also sparks local innovation. These forces, tech, particularly AI and its rapid advancements, green energy, and the global push for sustainability, and geopolitics, the complex interplay of international relations and economic interests, interact in unpredictable ways, creating both challenges and opportunities for businesses and individuals, shaping the jobs we'll have and the resources we'll use. For example, green tech needs both innovation and international cooperation to succeed. Understanding these trends and how they interact is crucial. They're not just passing fads or fleeting moments in time, but forces defining our economic future. We're all part of this evolving picture, and our choices today will shape the world of tomorrow. Now let's face the tough stuff, the economic realities that are impacting people around the globe. We need to acknowledge these challenges head-on if we want to find effective solutions. Inflation, debt, and inequality. These are not just abstract concepts. They are real-world problems affecting everyday lives. Inflation is still a stubborn problem, proving more persistent than many initially predicted. In many places across different continents and economies, making essentials like food and energy, the very basics of survival, harder to afford, placing a significant strain on household budgets, especially for lower-income families who are disproportionately affected by rising costs. Debt, whether government, at the national level, corporate, impacting businesses of all sizes, or personal, the burden carried by individuals and families has piled up, reaching levels that are cause for concern. After years of crisis spending, implemented to mitigate economic downturns and unforeseen events. With higher interest rates, a tool used to combat inflation, paying it back is tougher, creating a challenging environment for borrowers. Squeezing budgets, both for governments and households, and limiting investment, hindering future economic growth and prosperity. For individuals, the impact is deeply personal. High debt and inflation, a double whammy of financial pressure, can make it hard to save, jeopardizing long-term financial security, or get ahead, trapping people in a cycle of financial struggle. Inequality is widening, exacerbating existing social divisions. With the gap between the wealthy, the top earners in society, and everyone else growing, creating a sense of unfairness and resentment, and access to opportunities like education and healthcare, often depending on where you live, your zip code often determining your destiny or your background, the circumstances you were born into. Rapid tech change, while offering immense potential, can make this worse if not managed carefully and inclusively. If people aren't given the chance to reskill, to adapt to the changing demands of the job market. High inequality isn't just unfair, it's economically damaging. It can slow growth, stifling innovation and productivity, and fuel social unrest, creating instability and division within society. These challenges are interconnected. They don't exist in isolation. Inflation makes debt harder to manage, increasing the financial strain on individuals and businesses, and both can deepen inequality, creating a vicious cycle of economic hardship. There's no single fix, no magic bullet to solve these complex problems, but smart policies, carefully designed and implemented, investment in people, empowering them with the skills and knowledge they need, and fairer sharing of economic gains, ensuring that prosperity is broadly shared, can help. These are crucial steps towards a more sustainable and equitable future. Recognizing these bumps, acknowledging the challenges we face, is the first step, the essential starting point, to smoothing the road ahead, creating a more stable and prosperous future for all. It's about building resilience, strengthening our economies to withstand future shocks, and fairness, ensuring that everyone has a chance to thrive. Into our economic system. It's a long journey, but one worth taking. Despite the challenges, there are real opportunities in the global economy of 2025. Emerging markets in Asia, Africa, and Latin America are growing fast, driven by young populations and rapid urbanization. These regions are hotbeds of innovation, often leapfrogging old tech and creating new markets. Innovation is booming everywhere. AI, biotech, new materials, and even space tech are opening up new industries and jobs. The green transition is a huge economic opportunity, creating millions of skilled jobs in renewables, efficiency, and sustainable agriculture. Companies embracing sustainability are finding it's good for business and the planet. The key is investing in people, supporting research, and fostering collaboration. Change brings uncertainty, but also the chance for new beginnings and brighter futures. The trick is to spot these opportunities and help them grow. The economy isn't just numbers, it's us. Every choice you make, from what you buy to the skills you learn, shapes the economy. In 2025, your decisions as a consumer and worker send powerful signals to businesses and policymakers. Choosing sustainable products, for example, pushes companies to innovate and adapt. Lifelong learning is now essential, as technology keeps changing the job landscape. Governments and businesses must support training, but individual initiative matters too. Economic conditions affect our lives far beyond our wallets, impacting health, education, and community well-being. Policy debates aren't just about money, they're about people and fairness. The real power lies in our collective choices, investing in education, demanding fair wages, and supporting sustainability. Recognizing our agency is the first step to building a more resilient, human-centered economy. So, where does this leave us in 2025? The global economy is complex, full of challenges and opportunities. We've seen how growth, inflation, and jobs paint a mixed picture, and how tech, green energy, and politics are reshaping everything. Inflation, debt, and inequality are real hurdles, but innovation, emerging markets, and the green transition offer hope. Most importantly, the economy is shaped by us, our choices, our skills, and our collective action. Understanding these forces empowers us to make better decisions and push for positive change. What trends are you seeing in your community? What opportunities or challenges stand out to you? Share your thoughts below. Thanks for joining this journey. Stay curious, stay informed, and keep shaping the future.